What's up guys, I'm Tim and welcome back to another video with Cantina Collector's Corner. Today I'm making a video that I really should have made a while ago. I got busy with life, completely put it off to the side and figured, better late than never. But as per the title says, I'm going to show you my haul from this year's Emerald City Comic Con that happened back in March. So let's jump into it. None of you really know because I've never really talked about this before, but I have been to Emerald City Comic Con every year except this last year in 2024 when my son was born. And every year I've gone with my dad, and we've always done a one-day pass, like a Saturday, typically always a Saturday. One year we might have done like a Friday. But this year we decided to do a 4-day pass, and we did make it Friday, Saturday. I think we went Sunday, not entirely sure, but we were trying to align it with like the panels of John Boyega from Star Wars, one of the guests that Comic-Con brought in. So that was one of the days, and then we went a day prior. Just to sort of like get the feel for it, because it's slightly different every year, but then there's a lot of things that you can expect to be the same year over year. So anyway, that was our journey this go around. But yeah, it was really fun. Busy day, just lots of walking around, lots of things to see, lots of things to buy. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. Seattle, Emerald City Comic Con. But yeah, it's great. Let's just jump in right away and I'll show you what I picked up. I do have like business cards of sorts for the pins that I bought, because I did buy a handful of pins. I bought 2 pieces of artwork, and I didn't get any like business card info from those artists, so unfortunately I can't give any credit to them. However, just talking back and forth with them, they did say that they wanted to come again. So, hopefully I'll see them again, and then I can give them proper recognition in a future video, if applicable. But I have my pins displayed in this pin folio, and it's like a little holdable display bag of sorts. It's pretty flat, but it's got like this see-through plastic front, and you can zip that open and then get in the front. But then it opens as more like a book, and it's got these like thick foamy inserts, and then a little piece right here to keep them separate, and then another foamy insert back here to store pins. So I have some pins that are up there behind me. You can't really see them. I may go through them at some point, but I just needed some more storage, and this also helps it be a little bit more mobile, and then I can trade if I so choose. Oh, and then it does have a zipper pouch in the back where I put the pin backs. Probably won't do that forever, but anyway. So there were 2 specific pin booths that I went to, and then 2 that I just sort of happened upon. The first one is, and I do have a card, Xanadu, oh, I thought I knew how to pronounce that. Xanadu, I think that's how you say it. Xanadu pins. That's their card, and then their info on there. Go check them out. It was 2 ladies. They were really, really nice. Chatted with them for a little bit. But from them, I got, I'll try to pull these out so it's a little bit more personal, pin by pin. I got this awesome Captain Rex helmet. Phase 2. Matches my tattoo that I have, and also matches my helmet that I've shown. I can put a card up for that video. Awesome Black Series Rex helmet. Super, super cool. And then I believe there was like a deal. If you bought 2, you got 1 for like $5 or $10 or something like that. It was a cool buy 2, get 1 type promo. Might have even been buy 2, get 1 free, I think. Maybe not though. Anyway, second one was Cody. Figured I had to get Cody if I got Rex. It just seemed like the the right thing to do. And then my freebie, I think it was a freebie. Honestly, it was, back in March, so I don't really remember anymore. Unfortunately, I do apologize. But my additional pin was an Obi-Wan lightsaber. I thought this was really unique. I had never seen this before, this style pin before. It was pretty cool. So yeah, it's Obi's lightsaber. And then the second place that I stopped was called BB Create, sort of around the theme of like BB-8. And so here's their card, a little bit bigger and a little bit more going on. But there's a QR code you can scan. Their website is on there. Their other credentials is on there. Hopefully it's large enough, clear enough for you guys to see. But yeah, they had some really cool like Seattle themed pins, a lot of BB-8, and then sort of like Star Wars themed mixed with like Seattle like pop references. So like BB-8 in Pike Place Market, or the Space Needle was in one of them. They had a lot of like retro video game type pins, but I opted for this limited edition BB-8 in a Seattle Sonics jersey. I thought that was so cool. And so they had an away jersey as well, but this one was a limited edition. And which is really cool, because this was the last one, when they sell out of a pin, they put this cool sold out pin over the top of that spot, so you know that it's not available anymore. So because I bought the very last one, they threw in this sold out pin. It says BB, yeah, BB sold out. I thought it was pretty cool. Just, something different and unique. Yeah, really cool booth. It was a big booth. They had a lot to choose from, and then a lot of like show exclusives, which I appreciate. Pins that were very expensive and some that were, more my budget, but, to each their own. And then at some point in the video, you will see, I don't know where it's going before or after this, but there was a Star Wars, how do I word this? Almost like a 501st Legion type walkthrough area where you could walk around and look at costumes and learn about the 501st Legion, which is like the costume club that does a lot of charity work around the US. But there was a Rancho Obi-Wan booth, which is, I believe, one of, if not the largest Star Wars memorabilia organization, and they're based in California. I want to say it's sort of like a museum. But anyway, I bought this really cool pin from their booth. Star Wars, it says, world's largest Star Wars collection, Rancho Obi-Wan. Really, really cool. So yeah, I don't think this was their last pin, but I did buy a patch for my jacket. I haven't had it. It's with my mom. She sews it on for me, but at any rate, I have a Disney jacket that has a bunch of patches on it, so I'll show you at another time. And then the final pin we have is from the Comic-Con booth itself. And in my opinion, the merch it never really hits for me. It's never something that I want to buy and wear, because it's like apparel, it's posters, it's plushies, and I've never been a huge fan of buying things with the date on it, because then as soon as that date is passed, you're like, okay, now it's old. So I don't know, not a huge fan. So I like to go for things that just sort of commemorate the year that I can display in a way. In past years, I have bought the pops that are, the Crusader or the Crusaderette. I have those over there as well. Con exclusives. This year, I opted for a pin, and I was a little bit bummed because the pins seemingly didn't have any dates on them. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I need to buy something to commemorate it, but at the same time, I wanted something with a date. So I bought this moth pin. And after I brought it home, upon further inspection, in the corners of the wings of the moth, has the date. So I was like, oh, yes, sweet. But it was really hard to see, and honestly, I did not pick up on it while I was looking at it at the convention floor. So a lot going on at once, and I missed it while I was there, but luckily picked the right pin to actually commemorate the experience. Yeah, but that concludes the pin purchasing, and I will pack this up and we'll move on to the next thing. I won't go like too terribly in depth with these because it is kind of a more like niche topic of items, so I could do like a separate video on it. But I got these MagCon gaming grips, and what they are they're thumb grips that slide over your thumb, and they have a little magnet like on the little ball of your thumb that attach to these little stick covers that go on a controller. They fit all controllers, Switch, PS5, 4, Xbox, you know, the whole works. But they're basically just meant to relieve sort of like fatigue after gaming for a really long time. And I thought it was kind of cool, so I bought those and gave it a try. I do kind of like them. To an extent, you know, I feel like they're a tad gimmicky, but overall I do appreciate like maybe the science or the thought behind it, and it actually does like help just fatigue in your hand around like your thumbs if you're just playing for hours on end. And last but not least is the artwork. There's like a section called Artist Alley that is just strictly dedicated to artwork, and it's like a whole floor of the convention hall. It's massive, it's overwhelming, and it's always usually very, very crowded. I have to be particular about what I buy because I just don't have a ton of room to display stuff yet. But that's okay. I mean, if I buy everything, then I'm just gonna be overloaded with stuff, and I won't be able to like hone in on what I want to collect. But anyway, got this piece, and I already have them framed. I get all my I'll just do a little side note, but I get all my frames from Art to Frames. It's a really cool website. You can pick like the material and the design and the glass and UV protection and all that stuff. So it can be expensive, but it can also be, you know, relatively inexpensive, and just a great way to elevate your artwork. So here's the first one. I absolutely love it, but it's a scene from Mulan, and she's up on top of the pole where she had to climb up, and, you know, it was a challenge for all of the guys to prove themselves worthy, and I just thought it was such a cool piece of art. I love it. And it's all like hand drawn. It's just so stinking cool. Yeah, absolutely love it. This guy, I want to say, was from Kentucky, something like that. And he was just like the nicest guy. He had artwork that was like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, which my dad bought an Indiana Jones print. The, you know, Disney centric stuff, like the classic Disney centric stuff, and just really, really cool, and just very different art style that I had never really seen before. So both my dad and I picked up a piece of art from him. Oh, and I also just loved this like shape. I don't have any artwork that's just this long, narrow style. So super cool in my opinion. And then lastly, somebody a little bit more, closer to the convention, a lady from Portland did this one, and it was droids, and I just thought it was so cool and just a really clean design. Sorry for the reflection that we're getting here, but yeah, BB-8 in the hand of K2SO, and then 3PO and R2, and then D-O, and I just thought like the long legs gave off a really cool, like different concept to the characters. She also did have a lot of like Jack Skellington, and this definitely was giving the vibe of like Jack Skellington and that like Tim Burton art style. So I thought it was really cool, really clever. My dad also picked up a piece of art from her, and his was the door into Moria, and then like all of the Fellowship characters, you know, kind of walking into the door. So super, super cool. But yeah, that concludes this video. Just a couple of pickups, nothing too crazy. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really just love doing these little rant haul videos, and next time, I can't promise anything, but next time I will do my best to get this out on time, or at least in a much more timely manner, because it is very late, so I do apologize with that. But yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a comment or a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's just really been keeping me motivated to make content for you guys, and it's just awesome to see when you do comment that you're enjoying it. So yeah, this has been Tim with Cantina Collector's Corner. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!